Good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, hitting cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Kadagi to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, we discuss local and national Native news and events, and as you know, Chujunk, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Yes, you are right, Dega, and this portion of the show is supported by Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who helps keep our show up and running.
Yeah, and it was a big help during COVID when we had no advertising and all our businesses were shut down, and we were here in this little teeny house trying to do a Native American radio show. Hey, we have, and I want to say state representative and say that very slow before I, make her senator again.
Right, yeah.
Heather Keeler, welcome, State Representative Heather Keeler. How's it going? Good to see you.
Hello, all. Oh no, I'm stuck in like some weird time warp. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great.
Yep.
Okay, thanks. I'm trying to set up to different internets here. So hello, thanks for having me. It's nice to be able to join you guys. Usually on Tuesdays, we're busy with legislation stuff, but today we're on holiday, so happy to join you.
Ooh.
Absolutely. Hey, I missed you. I was we were at the Capitol during Wolf Day and protecting our wolf and our relative, and Haley and I and 150 other people were rallying at the Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
I did see that. It's hard, like being blessed with the busy, I guess, is what we kind of say, is that when we're legislators that, are so busy with our hearings and trying to get things through the finish line, we tend to miss some of those really fun social events at the Capitol because we're busy working and in committee. So it's not that I didn't see you guys because of lack of support. It's because I'm blessed with the busy right now in session.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We missed you more than you missed us. Let's put it that way. So that's...
we were looking for more Native faces down there in the vault room of the basement Capitol.
Right, exactly.
Shoot, welcome to my life. I'm looking for Native faces in this work every single day. So, we're far and few, so it's good when we can get together for sure.
Absolutely. Yes. Hey, you got an event going on tonight. We also are really big WNBA fans here on Native Roots Radio, and we got a Native American voted Alaskan or Hawaiian Native American.
Yeah, Alyssa Peely. So that's exciting. We got to see LG Lieutenant Governor was there yesterday, welcoming Alyssa in. So, but you'll be at the Wolves game, right, Heather?
Yeah, I am. Oh. And also, I hate to say it here, but it's sort of because I'm a Suns fan. But I'm just hoping for a good game. Being the mom of an athlete, I just love high-level athletics and a good environment. And, always at the end of the day, I just hope all the athletes stay safe because, they risk such big injuries sometimes and, pure exhaustion to be able to perform at that level. So, but I'm also really excited for the Lynx. I'm a huge Lynx fan. I think it's always funny when people get really excited about the male sports that we have. And really, honestly, at the end of the day, it's our female sports that are the best and the most powerful. And so I'm really excited for what our Lynx are going to do and be able to show up and support. The coach has always been so powerful, and her t-shirt statements too. If you watch throughout season, she's pretty bold in, some of the things that they stand for, and women's sports in general is really launching into a wonderful new space.
Yeah, definitely. So what's been going on? I know it's a busy time of year for you, and commuting and having a son that's graduating from high school, and then you have another son, and then of course you're the mother of all of us here in Minnesota too.
Yeah, it's that time of year that gets really, really hard. just because we're traveling, we're on the floor late at night. There's times that it's 11 p.m., midnight before we're done for the day, and then get back up and come back the next morning. And so it is very rigorous, but also, we're finishing up a lot of our deadlines. It's kind of that season where we say, an old colleague of mine said, we spend all session building sand castles, and then the last month is when the waves start to come in and just kind of like take it all down, and you kind of like see what you're left with, right? And so, we've come up with a lot of really great ideas to solve a lot of problems. We just don't have the resources to do it all. And so it's being really strategic for me. As you guys know, my number one goal is always to protect sovereignty. So the big thing that we're really doing is land back movements. And it's, it's hard because we have to talk about it and we have to talk about the honest truth. But to be quite frank, it's kind of comical to listen to these non-natives who have maybe lived on the land for 80 years, be so distraught that how could anybody come for their land, and what would they do if they didn't have access to the land anymore? And this is where their family grew up, and they have such strong ties to the land. And, I'm not trying to mock them, but trying to make them pause enough to say, like, yeah, that's what we've been saying for generations now. And that relationship to your land and your space is real. But also, we're stewards of the land in a very different way. And so protecting our water and our land is really an environmental move. It's not just a flex that we can do it because of sovereignty. It's really because, we treat our water and our land like our relatives. And so the land back movement, it's just a lot of education and a lot of effort. And then, as always, trying to end homelessness, really trying to make sure that doesn't fall through the cracks, trying a last minute move to actually create an entire office of homelessness and housing supports within DHS. Really just trying to go outside of my comfort zone and be courageous and try to do things that future generations will really need and be able to utilize. So that's where I'm at. And then senior mom, DJ's got a month left of school. I know. No, it's like so sad. It's like, I'm so proud that I raised this fantastic human to go out into the world, but then also, oh my gosh, it's so scary to send him out into the world,
I bet. He'll do great, Heather.
Yeah. Back to land back, it's interesting what I have found, and I've been following Uncle on TikTok doing these short vignettes of these people that are crying about their land. And first of all, it's public land that they're getting back. It's not their $1 million cabin. And second of all, how they're feeling how we're going to treat them is the way they treated us, and it's very bizarre to hear that they put that on them.
It kind of just proves the lack of education, and kind of goes back to what I've been saying this whole time is this is why Indian education is so important in K-12. This is why before you become a professional and work in the world, you should understand that we're all treaty people. We're all parts of this treaty obligation. The land in which you're all on in Minnesota is some sort of ceded treaty territory. And you're right. Like, some of the messages we get are like, we'll never be able to drive to the cabin again. And it makes you pause to think, do people who are sending these messages like honestly believe that they can't drive through reservations at this point in time now? Because you can. And so it's just taking a lot of education. And I would love to have Secretary Sam Strong of Red Lake Nation come on with me one day, and we could really talk more in depth about the history. They have an interactive map, so it shows each plot, kind of the history between that, how they used interpreters to misinform the Native leaders at the time. And so maybe I'll bring him on and we can have a really in-depth conversation, because it is a really educational opportunity, and that I think many of us, including Natives, probably really need to sit through and listen.
Well, we had Bob Blake from Red Lake, and he said something that they've been going through this and talking about this as long as he's been alive. So, and it's been talked about for a lot longer about getting that piece of land back.
Right.
Heather, we know that you got to go cheer. We're going to look for you on camera during the game. So give a big high five when you see the red light on the camera.
Will do. Will do. Thanks, all. We'll be back, and I'll bring my friend Sam with me so we can talk more about it and educate the people so we can actually be in a movement together. I think that'd be powerful.
Right. That'd be great. Excellent. Thanks. Have a good night and have fun. This is Native Roots Radio, and that was State Representative Heather Keeler.
Unwanted sexting or photos, inappropriate jokes, even tickling or wrestling can feel like a violation. Catcalling, cornering, or groping, getting them drunk or high for sex, recording sexual acts without permission, hurting someone because of their sexual orientation, raping a family member, a child, a date, a friend, a stranger, purchasing a human being for sex. You make the choice every single time. Sexual violence is many things. Make a choice. Do not do it.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Doherty Family College at the University of St. Thomas is your pathway to a bachelor's degree. Located in downtown Minneapolis, Doherty Family College offers an affordable education that includes free textbooks, a laptop, meals, career coaches, and a Metro Transit pass. As a full-time Doherty Family College student, you'll benefit from mentorship from St. Thomas faculty, along with paid internships and support from Minnesota's largest private college. Ready to turn your dreams into reality? Apply now at dfc.stthomas.edu. Doherty Family College, your journey to success starts here.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a go-to card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. That's 612-373-3333.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Native Roots Radio, and somewhere along the line, I do believe we have JaLisa McKee on. I don't see her.
Ooh, Cuzzy.
Oh, there she is.
Hey, JaLisa.
I was ready. How are you?
Well, I'm not finished introducing you now that you're on. You are an actor, and you are a water protector. And I was just thinking before you jumped on that you are one of the founders of Native Roots Radio.
Ooh.
Yes. That was a great, look at where it is now, but that was so much fun thinking back to those times.
Exactly. I remember I was telling somebody about the first show, JaLisa, and it was fun because we were all in the studio. It was really hot because there was so many people in the studio. We coerced Choka to come in and talk with us, and you did live reads during the show, and we had no break. We all had to be quiet for an hour, and now we have commercials and we can blab during the commercials, but that was like nervous and intense.
Yes, I will never forget that. We were kind of like, voicing to each other silently and all that. But yeah, it was a great experience.
Yeah, you got teary-eyed there, it looked like. Or is it just because you miss me? I'm just
yeah, both.
Yeah.
Well, to everyone listening right now, I guess we could mention JaLisa is Robert's. Is she your Hinu?
Yep.
He knew.
Yep.
Which
Yeah.
is daughter in
First
Ho Chunk.
daughter.
First daughter.
Yeah. And are you at JaLisa's house right now?
I am. JaLisa's
Well,
here.
I can't
The
say you're
cat
my
was just in my
favorite.
face.
I can't say you're my favorite then because JaLisa's there.
Nope, can't.
Hey, a lot going on, and I'm glad you could jump in. And I know you ran into my Junk here. I was out of town this weekend, but you were working it hard, and a lot of things going on this weekend, and a lot of things going on with New Native Theater that you're working with. And we're excited to hear a few things that's going on.
Yes, Aunties was amazing. It was so fun to run into Haley. I had texted both you and her before the show, so it was great to see her and enjoy that wonderful presentation. It was just amazing. And, as you know, I work for New Native Theater. I've been an actor in a couple of their productions, and now I work behind the scenes as well. And yeah, we have a couple of things coming up we're really excited about. We did solidify a date for our Two-Spirit Powwow, which I'm so excited about. This is our third annual that New Native Theater has put on. And so we are in meetings and working hard on getting that solidified even further. The date is solidified, so we want everybody to know it is July 13th, which is a Saturday. We are thinking it will be at South High School again this year, but we have not solidified that space yet. So everything's in the making, so stay tuned.
Well, I'm excited because you and I could probably be co-MCs and clown on everybody walking through the powwow gate.
Yeah.
They probably would love that. Yes, we'd love to get you guys all involved in.
Have to work on those name pronunciations.
Yeah, I'd have to work on the name pronunciations and also start doing some things like work on my dad jokes or my Choka jokes now, JaLisa.
Choka jokes. Micah, my brother-in-law, for those of you that don't know him, he's Leech Lake Ojibwe. He's married to my twin sister, but I think he's really got the dad jokes on point.
Good for Micah.
That is good. That is good.
Yeah. I should also say too, we also have a summer youth camp for, we want to really highly encourage any Native youth to come out and do that with us, but open to any youth ages 8 to 13. And that camp will be a Monday through Friday in July. It'll be July 22nd through the 26th. And that's kind of a save the date place as well. We do know the location though for that. That'll be at the Division of Indian Works.
Oh.
Is there a cost for that, JaLisa?
So it's, as far as I know, pay what you can, but like I said, we're still solidifying the details of that. We put a save the date out in our mailing list, but we'll be getting out more information on those details really soon.
Hey, when did you want to be an actor? What inspired you? I know we've watched you the last couple plays from New Native Theater and super impressed. And I know I got to watch you quite a few times working your magic in college.
Yes.
What made you want to become an actor and not a teacher?
Yes. Well, I don't know if you can hear Pearl, but JaLisa's cat is meowing at me. She's so cute.
We're pet friendly. We're cool.
Yes. I hope she jumps up here and says hi to everybody. But so as a child, I remember just looking at the television set and being like, I want to do that, and kind of just having that little moment. Oh, I think she is coming. Those moments as a kid. And so I did really like it as a kid, but I think I was more focused on music and sports at that time. And then I started going to school and I thought about it more and more. And then when I went to college, I thought, you know what, why don't I take some classes and minor in it? Well, I loved it so much that I ended up studying it even more and it became my major. So that's kind of the short answer of that. But I just love storytelling. And then it's been just such a joy. And I truly believe Creator set this up for me that now I get to storytell through theater, but do that in the Native American way. So I'm so excited.
That's beautiful. And will you be able, and I know you have a lot of experience with young ones, will you be able to teach? Are you teaching during these acting classes?
So the classes are unfortunately during the day. However, I will be able to be there for that Monday, and then I'm going to work on coming for part of the days on the other days. So the Tuesday through Friday.
cool. And then I know too, you're an artist, and you and your sister and your brother-in-law are working on a lot of art for the store. That's exciting to know.
Yes, I'm getting really excited for just this summer and for powwow season. We will be at a couple of powwows, for sure, Shakopee powwow, and as well as the state fair, of course. It's an all year thing. We prepare for that. So yeah, we've been on Tuesday nights as a family. We get together and we create together and smudge and spend time together. And so it's really, this is our night. So that's why I'm here. So my sister and I, and when my brother-in-law gets home from work, we'll start to create some jewelry and some other things that we have for the store.
Yeah, and Haley and I will be there critiquing your jewelry and helping as much as possible.
Well, yeah, and Haley has her own talent, so I'm super excited for you guys to join. Any Tuesday is kind of our standing time, but we can really be working on it other times as well.
Haley brought over a ribbon skirt that she's working on, and I said it was not big enough for me to wear, but I liked it.
I know this is my first ribbon skirt. It's been a while in the making. I've been wanting to, learn how to make skirts, but I did take sewing classes in high school. So it's just been, watching videos and relearning how to use the sewing machine. But, it's really great. I know Fire Mountain Fabric Supply. It's actually one of their kits. So you can go buy like a kit. It has the fabric in there, all the ribbons, everything that you would need to make your skirt. And yeah, it's just everything's set up right there. You take it out of the bag and you just watch a little quick video if you don't know how to do it on YouTube or something, and get off and going.
Oh,
that's really cool. Wow, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, neither did I. I have a kit. I have 2 kits, as a matter of fact, for beading, and paid a lot of money for them. And there's YouTube videos out there, but I have not opened up the kit yet.
It takes some courage, got to learn a new skill.
Yeah.
Yes, and carry the traditions on, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
well, that's your job and your sister's job and your niece and nephew that are going to be born. And I will be calling them Robert and Roberta. I know we might get frowns from the mother and father, but I'm going to...
I was wondering if you officially announced that you're going to be a Choka, or how many times you've mentioned that, because that's an exciting thing.
It's crazy. And then, we saw our New York family, and they're really excited about it too. This past weekend at a sad event, Wendy's uncle, my uncle, passed away, and he was,
Tony.
and Uncle Tony, he was a good guy, really good guy, and a real doer, and a really good example of what a father, grandfather, and uncle should be.
Oh, that's so sweet.
We'll be missing him. Well, let's keep you on here, JaLisa, and talk about whatever you want to talk about within reason.
Sounds good.
All right. Hey, we're with JaLisa McKee, and McKee is our family name, by the way, which I'm really proud and excited that you have that name. And
it's an honor.
It makes me smile and happy every time I see it. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be back after this short break, Chujong.
Stay with us.
Oh, wow.
Hi, I'm Chuck Manette, owner of Native Concrete and Masonry. Whether it's cracks in your existing sidewalks, steps, chimney restoration, or a whole new project, you can trust our team to ensure satisfaction through detailed planning and precision. Native Concrete and Masonry is a Native American-owned business, and we have worked with our clients throughout the Twin Cities metro area. We work closely with our clients to accomplish our initiatives. Learn more at nativeconcretemasonry.com.
As nature awakens this spring, let's awaken to the call of protection. Native brothers and sisters, let's bloom together by getting vaccinated against COVID-19. Let's nurture our heritage and safeguard our futures, one vaccination at a time. So be a vaccinative this spring by protecting yourself and others in our Native community. Whether you're due for an updated vaccine or just getting started, all COVID vaccines offer vital protection against severe illness. For our elders over 65, the latest vaccine is recommended by the CDC to maintain protection. So spring forward with strength, Native communities. Embrace the renewal of the season and safeguard our traditions by getting vaccinated against COVID-19. For more information, including details about clinics offering free vaccines, visit vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. This message is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Department of Health.
J&S Bean Factory is a native-owned, community-supported, cozy, artsy coffee shop which offers roasted on-site beans, live music, and baked goods. Relax in the beautiful outside patio. City Pages writes, voted top 10 coffee shops. Tucked into a quiet corner of St. Paul's Highland Park neighborhood, this coffee shop roasts beans on-site from the best coffee-growing countries in the world. Located at 1518 Randolph Avenue, St. Paul. The good stuff.
Minnesota has the only original wolf population in the continental United States.
And 80% of Minnesotans believe the wolf should be protected.
Howling for Wolves is asking Minnesotans to respect our true wildlife manager, the wolf.
Their survival is critical to our ecosystems, our communities, and even our economy.
As highly intelligent animals with strong social bonds, Minnesota wolves deserve to be protected and admired.
Learn more at howlingforwolves.org. Let's live and let howl.
Hi, this is Representative Sharice Davids from Kansas. I'm Ho Chunk, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Clinic on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis, honoring health and tradition.
You do that so well.
Oh, thank you. Lots of practice.
Yeah. So we're here with JaLisa McKee, actor, and my Hinu, and also a Eagle Clan member, and just all around great person. JaLisa, it's amazing. Haley now has been on the show. I think at the end of this month it'll be 1 year.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. We got to celebrate. You do an amazing job, Haley. You both do. It's just awesome what you're doing.
Pinagigi cuz.
Yeah, I couldn't do it without her. You know, I work my other job, and then I roll out of bed, and then I ask Haley what the show's about today.
He ain't kidding, you guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just amazing to see what you both do for the community. And this is such an amazing platform and reaches so many. And I hear about so many people within the community, but also outside of the community that tune in and that know about the show. And it's just, I'm just so honored to be related to you both.
Oh, that's cute.
We just had a moment live on radio.
Family time.
Oh, cool.
I think so extra emotional since we were having the showers for Jelaine too, and so we're preparing for the next generation. So it's just a beautiful time.
It is.
It is. Jeez. Yeah. JaLisa, can you tell everyone what your name is? And because I always really think that our Choka named you in a good way, and I always get choked up too, because I a lot of times that when we get together in our small family, you lead the day in prayer.
Aww.
So it's do you mind telling our listening audience what your name is?
I'd be honored to. So I'm Chashkshep Wakahawinga, which means Holy Eagle Woman.
Love it.
Yeah. And then what are you, Haley?
I'm Chashkshep Hewangawe Neek, which means Little Eagle Princess.
And they ain't kidding there. Little Eagle Princess is right.
Thank you. Thank you. It's like that is
you like your hoodie, cousin.
Oh, yeah. Me and Daga, your jaw, we're matching in our pink. Yeah. I can't talk. Pink Floyd TP merch from Native Roots Trading Post.
Yes. So you all will be able to get your hands on those soon come this summer.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the things too, JaLisa, that Haley will be, I want to say manning, but that's not political. Womaning. Tabling. There we go.
Yep.
Oh, she looked at me kind of mean there too. Tabling for us too at the Four Sisters Market on Thursdays. So we'll have some of our merch and some of our practice merch to see if it goes with Haley working the booth. Native Roots Trading
Wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is NACD, Native American Community Development Institute's Four Sisters Farmers Market that takes place every Thursday in the months of June through October. And, it's just a great time. It takes place in the parking lot of NACD and Powwow grounds. So everyone's out there along the Native or the American Indian Cultural Corridor on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis. And the first day of the market this season is June 6th. And it's from 10 a.m. to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I believe we'll either be there with Native Roots Trading Post for the first time vending.
Yeah.
Either on the 6th or the 20th.
We're going to guess which
Yes.
date we're going to be out there.
Definitely the 20th of June.
That's fun. But, the fun part too, JaLisa, and I know you're a people person like I am, and poor Wendy, she gets energy sucked out of her when she's around a lot of people. But you and I and Jelaine, we get fired up.
We do. This is true. It helps me maintain my job as a counselor too, because I really get energy from being around others. So I'm thankful for that in my job.
It's a good thing.
It is a good thing. But yeah,
And we had so much fun at the fair together. So and powwow. So.
Yeah. Well, and we're bringing Haley along as a paid relative that we can trust.
Good. Can you? You sure about
Well,
that?
so far, I think. I don't know. I have so much stuff here in the studio. I don't know. You might have stole something. I would never know.
I do have a key to your house, Judge.
Oh, wow. That's right.
That's trusting.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, definitely. And we got to set up that camera too someday. So, JaLisa, what's going on? What's new Native theater? Are they going to be doing any more plays lately? And I know what's really exciting for us, we've been talking about this a lot, on May 1st is, in Minnesota is Native American Month. And the new Indian Center will be open that day to everyone. And I know they have a big theater in there now too.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, so we're starting that process of building that theater that will be connected to the American Indian Center. But that's about a 5-year process. So that's really exciting when that is complete. I believe it will seat 200 people. It'll be the first in the nation to have their own Native theater space. I believe there's about 7 Native American theater companies in the nation, but we'll be the first that will have our own space to be in. So I'm so excited to see that. I wish it could happen sooner, but it is a 5-year process. But all the funding was granted, and we're just really excited for the future of New Native Theater. And it's been a joy working with them behind the scenes and just seeing what it takes to run that and be a part of that in that way. And to answer your question about upcoming plays, I know that come fall we'll be working hard to produce and to cast a Christmas play as well. So everybody will have to stay tuned for that. And then there's a couple other things. There's some readings coming up, but stay tuned for that because that will be announced pretty shortly to help develop some new upcoming plays that are being written by Native artists. So that's really exciting. But like I said, the powwow and the youth camp are what we have solidified for summer so far.
Well, I still think you and I should write that one play, act play. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The comedy between my Jaji and my stepmother, they're wonderful.
Well, and you have a mind of a writer too, because you picked up how kind of bizarre our conversation was, or conversations are.
Sometimes when you're a part of acting or producing, you really just like experience these moments with your family or whomever, and you just think this is like a comedy sketch. So
exactly.
Yeah, I would love to pursue more writing in the future. So thanks for that.
JaLisa, Cuzzy, is New Native Theater hosting any adult acting camps? Are they planning for any of those?
So typically what I've seen in the past, and actually this is how I got involved in New Native Theater as an actor, is they will put on like a full day workshop, whether that be for acting specifically, and it's always open to any type of beginners. You don't need any previous experience. I was lucky that I was trained in college, so I got to bring that experience, but you don't need any experience to do these. But we don't have any dates for that, but those will be coming probably in the fall. And then we also do workshops that are for any type of technical or directing type of theater as well.
Awesome. I'll definitely have to check that out. The first time I did acting was, in college too. And it wasn't until my junior year of college. Yeah, I started taking some classes. I never did theater or anything growing up as a kid, but, it was always, same thing, watching movies and watching these beautiful actors on screen. And the more that we see Native representation on the screen, it's kind of like the more that, you want to get back into it. So I would love to continue my college acting career and bring it into the Native community.
We would love to have you join us at New Native Theater anytime. I want to give a shout out to Rihanna too, because she is busy producing her play Nancy out in DC. So that's what's going on for Rihanna. And then she's hired on myself as well as a new artistic producer. And we're just really busy over there, just expanding the place. So yeah.
Well, I've been acting. Well, I was acting for 30 years in front of a classroom. I acted like I liked the kids, and where could I work on that experience?
I feel like you could play a good uncle.
They would always want you on board over there as well. I know that. Shout out to Rihanna, to Charlie, to Genevieve, and Juanita over there. And they would love either of you to be a part of it.
Oh man.
Well, we should get together because we talked about this on a previous show with the documentary filmmaker for NPR or
Leia,
TPT.
Leia Hale.
And it only takes 77 scenes to have a full-length movie. So if you have 77 scenes, that's like, a Post-it note, scene in the radio studio, scene at Jelane's house, you know what I mean? And write down what the scene is.
Yeah.
You have a full-length movie.
That's something. I love that.
Yeah.
Isn't Leia's film for the Electric Indian, the documentary on Henry Boucher, that's up for an award?
Oh, it should be.
Yeah, I know.
It should be. But JaLisa, were you at Shakopee when Henry came by that day?
That was the day that I was not there. Jelane was there, my sister.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the last time I saw him, and it was like 2 weeks later he passed away.
That was the first time I had met him.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you were there. Yep. So amazing.
definitely. So what else is cooking here? We got like a minute and a half. We wanna know everything now.
Well, I will say, because some of these dates are pending, I will say that if anybody is interested and maybe you're not on our mailing list already, please email Juanita. That's info@newnativetheater.org. And theater is instead of an ER, it's with an RE. So please email Juanita. That's the info@newnativetheater.org. If you want to know of anything upcoming, if you want to get involved in any type of way, and if you want to get on our mailing list, that's when, or I should say our emailing list, that's when you'll have those dates and all that information come to you, whether it be productions that we're putting on, whether that be workshops for adults, and then the summer camp for kids, and then that powwow coming up this summer. So
awesome.
Well, JaLisa, thank you. JaLisa McKee, thank you so much for coming on. And I love I love you, but I love sending you little messages of how proud I am of you, and that's a real deal. Anybody listening would be proud to have you as their daughter, and so I just want to say that in public, and it's being recorded, so you can use it against me later. But really, I love you so much, and thank you so much for coming on.
thanks for having me. I love you both, and thanks again, Pinagigi.
We may see you, or I know Haley will see you in a little bit, and I might have to grab something to eat. So I'll see you in a little bit. Love you.
Right.
Hey, this is Native Roots Radio. I'm Awake. We'll be right back after the short break with Wendy with her sacred animal portion.
Stay with us.
Oh, wow.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program or TAP is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a go-to card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. That's 612-373-3333.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950. As we gear up for American Indian Celebration Month in May, it's crucial to prioritize our health, especially with celebrations on the horizon. If you start feeling off, like a fever, a tickle in the throat, or heavy fatigue, don't ignore it. Take an at-home COVID-19 test right away. And remember, if you're not feeling well, it's okay to stay home. Your health comes first. A quick note on COVID testing. The Minnesota Department of Health's free COVID-19 at-home testing program has ended. But don't worry, if you're uninsured, you can still find no-cost tests using the CDC's COVID-19 testing locator. If you have health insurance, you might be eligible for free tests or reimbursement for testing expenses. Just ask your local pharmacy or health insurance provider for more information. Stay informed, stay protected. Let's prioritize our health this American Indian Celebration Month in May and ensure our communities and elders remain safe and healthy. This message is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Department of Health. Visit health.state.mn.us.
You're listening to Native Roots Radio. This is Spirit from Reservation Dogs. Get up and listen.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
Hey, it's not Fun Fact Friday tonight, but we asked Wendy to send us a segment right from New York. And before we lose the whole segment and the time, why don't we, are you ready, Haley, with the rolling? Yes. All right, just give me a thumbs up. Okay. And here's Wendy with Sacred Animal section here.
Hey everybody, thank you Robert, thank you Haley. Hey everyone, my name is Hanajihi. That means cares for them. I was given that name by my Dega Curtis. Curtis goes by Mashke Hanajinga, which means walks on white clouds. I'm a humane policy volunteer leader for the Humane Society of the United States, and I work on animal issues at the local and state level in Minnesota, and it's always my pleasure to do that. Today we got a couple of things. During the week when I'm looking around on social media, I find little tidbits here and there about fun animal facts, and I just kind of put them on a list, and then I go to them. So today I have a few things that I found during the week. When I was a kid, I grew up on Long Island, and we used to go to this duck pond, and it was called Silver Lake, and we used to feed the ducks bread. My mom used to save up all the stale bread during the week, and at the end of the week we had our stale bread, and we would go to the duck pond and feed the ducks bread. Well, apparently feeding ducks bread is not what you're supposed to do. It's really bad for the birds and the ducks. It's not very good for their digestive system. And if a duck or a goose or any other type of animal like that, a swan or whatever, only has bread to eat and not other things, it really could cause them really, really bad problems with their wings and their bones and all kinds of things. So what should you feed a duck and animals like that? So cracked corn, frozen peas, lettuce, spinach, kale, grapes cut in half. They have to be cut in half so they don't get stuck in the throat, or duck feed pellets. So that's what we should be feeding our ducks. I'm very sorry for all the ducks in the early 1970s that I fed bread. I didn't know any better, and I just recently found this out. So a lot of baby birds are being born right now. And if you find a bird, what should you do and what shouldn't you do? So there's an algorithm here on this sheet here, and I'm going to read this to you guys. So you find a baby bird, should you help? So the first question you should ask yourself is, does it have feathers? Okay, so if it does not have feathers, it needs help. That's it. It needs help. Call your local rescue center. In Minnesota here, we have one in Roseville, the Roseville Wildlife Rehabilitation Center. They are awesome, and over the years, I have brought so many animals, baby bunnies, squirrels, birds, everything I've brought there. They do a great job, and they will let you know how this animal is doing. And a lot of times, like when I found squirrels and stuff, the squirrels should be brought back to where you found them because they're territorial. But anyway, they'll let you know what's going on. So if you find a baby bird and it does not have feathers or only a few feathers, it needs to be helped. Okay, so if you find a bird and it has feathers, it's fully feathered, the next question you ask yourself is, does it run or hop when you approach it? Okay, so if it does not hop or run away when it's approached, it needs help. So that's when you call your rescue organization to help the bird. If it hops away, just leave it alone. It's a fledgling and it will find its way. That's what the little birds do. They go to the ground. They're fully feathered. They could hop along and they'll find their way. They are very vulnerable during this time. I mean, cats could get them. Other predators can get them. But that's the way it goes. So, yep, just leave them alone. And this time of year with all the baby animals being born, you might come across one. I know I have. I've always come across animals, or you know what? My husband always says to me, right, Robert? They come to you, Wendy. They know that you'll help them. You're just not going to let them sit there and suffer. So, these animals are put in your way so you could find them. So, figure out who your local wildlife rehabilitation center is, and just have their name and number handy just in case something happens. I'm trying to find another article that I had around here. It's about animals being in your attic or making noises in your attic, and you know that there's an animal up there, so like a raccoon or a squirrel or something like that, and like how to deter them. So there's a few things that mama animals make sure that their place where they want to have their babies is. They want it quiet, they want it safe, they want it dark. They look for all these things. So if you know that there's a mom animal up there with babies and you see the mom leave, you want to make sure that mom is able to take those babies out, because you don't want to seal up the hole, of course, with babies in there, because they'll die. And if mom knows that the babies are still in there and you seal up that hole, mom will, tear off your shingles, make more holes and more problems, because she's going to get at those babies no matter what. So what you want to do is make if you could get up in your attic, put those like sticky lights up, motion lights, so there's light and there's noise. And you could play talk radio, you could put on some rap music, you could put on whatever kind of music you want. I mean, you want it loud enough so that the animals will be deterred and leave, and mom will take her babies one baby at a time. That's all she could take. So give her time, make sure that she's out with all her babies and that she's not coming back. And then after you know that she's not coming back at all, then you could seal up that space. And what you want to do is first seal it up with something that she can get in and out of easily. and make sure that she's got all her babies out, because you'll see, like, if it's like a piece of cardboard, and it's just put up there lightly, if she has to go back in and get another baby that you didn't know that she left behind, you'll see the cardboard moved, right? So make sure she gets her babies out, and then once the babies are out, then please seal it up. But you could make noise, put lots of light, just make it uncomfortable there for her, because she's not going to want to have her babies in there. I think, Robert, we need to do something I don't know if there's an animal up there with a baby, but I have heard scratching noises in my office up on the second floor of our house. We do not have an attic because we have cathedral ceilings upstairs, so we have no attic, but I do hear an animal once in a while scratching, so maybe they're just trying to get in. So we have to definitely figure that out, Robert. So I will rely on you while I am here in New York to make sure that there aren't any animals in our roof having babies, right? All right, everybody. I think that's all I have for you today. No feeding the ducks bread. All right. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Robert. Back to you, Haley.
No feeding bread.
Exactly. Your camera's off, Robert. I used to feed ducks bread all the time.
Oh, geez. Hey, how much time do we have?
We got about, I guess, 20 seconds.
I could sing a song or something.
Yeah.
Hey, this has been Native Roots Radio, and I will rap a song right now. If you're listening to the show, you are part of the resistance. From Chief Plenty Coops, the ground on which we stand on is sacred ground. It is the blood of our ancestors. We need to resist, divest, join a group, run for office, and don't give ducks bread.
Yes, and free Leonard Peltier now.
We'll see you tomorrow.